All right. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Thank you for joining us in this live stream. The first of two that we'll be doing this week. We'll be doing another one on Friday at the same time, same channel. Friday will be kind of our kickoff. It'll be our first official live stream going through our YouTube channel. And what we're going to do is we're going to present the awards for the year. Most outstanding boxer, so on and so forth. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be something special. I think everybody will like and enjoy. And then more information will come out about the tournaments that are coming up. So as you guys know, Las Vegas is now full. So if you're looking to compete in the Las Vegas tournament, there is a waiting list. It's a short waiting list right now. So make sure you get your name on there, because when people drop out, you'll be picked up and put in to compete in one of the most exciting tournaments that'll be coming up in 2023. Make sure you don't miss it. To all those that have registered and are already set, thank you for doing that, and can't wait to see everybody out there. We're 2 months away, so the time goes quick. Make sure you're training, doing the things you need to do. We will be having a camp in Los Angeles, a sparring camp. I believe it's 21st and 22nd. There will be a flyer out on Friday with all the information as far as that. It's a great way for those that are competing and for those that want to compete to get yourself ready, see where you're at, and kind of like that last spurt for the tournament. As I said before, New Jersey, we already have a date for it. We will be posting that up as well. Starting January 1st, we will open up registrations for New Jersey, and you'll also be able to reserve your hotel room at that time as well. They gave us 80 rooms blocked off for us, just for us. So we're working on the price right now, but it's going to be a great price. So make sure you get that early, because they go quick, and once they're done, they're done. So just make sure that you're paying attention on that. Also, you'll see some updates for the www.usamastersboxing.com website. We're going to update the events page and a lot of things that are going on there to give out more information that is beneficial for everybody, whether you're new and looking for information on how to register and how to become a master boxer, to those that are seasoned and already are master boxers. There's going to be a lot of new information that'll be coming out. So we'll start updating all those things. By the new year, you'll see everything will be updated with the events that already have dates. I just got 2 more dates today from Texas, and so it's going. We're going to have a busy year in 2023. Today is going to be very special. I have a very special guest with me, and I'm going to bring him in a second. But before we do that, let's give a little shout out, a little love to one of our sponsors, none other than Title Boxing. All right. Big shout out to Title Boxing and all those that are supporting Masters Boxing. We appreciate you. We're trying to take this to the next level. As you can see, I have my special guest on here right now, Mr. El Profe, Omar Lopez from Los Angeles, California, or in Los Angeles, California. This gentleman has been doing some great things, not just inside the ring, but also outside the ring. I wanted to bring him on so he can share his story, his way of getting into Masters Boxing, and what motivates him, not just in the ring, but also the things that he does outside the ring. So, Mr. Omar Lopez, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for being here. It is an honor. We appreciate you, boss. How you doing today?
I'm good, my man. I appreciate the invitation, and I appreciate the very kind introduction and kind words, brother. You're the godfather of Magic Boxing, so those comments coming from you are invaluable. Thank you.
We appreciate you, brother. Well, we want to know a little bit more about Mr. Omar. El Profe. We want to know a little bit more about who he is, where he started. So can you take us back to where you're from and what was your childhood like?
Sure, you got it. So, I was born in Mexico City, and this is back in the day, and my parents were teenagers when I was born, and had a typical life that a lot of kids that grow in poor neighborhoods had. Essentially, my parents got divorced when I was 5 years old, and I ended up staying living with my mom. Growing up, with a young single mother in a rough city, and a kid that I guess I had something in me that it was just rebellious. Uh, I had a little bit rough, and by the time I was in sixth grade, my mom was like, "All right, you need someone who's gonna discipline you and get you straightened up." So I came to the United States as a 12-year-old to start seventh grade. I ran across the border, so I came here undocumented, and went to Lake Elsinore, that's in Riverside County, Southern California. Went there for junior high, high school, and managed to do okay, even though I grew up in a poor neighborhood and I was gang affiliated. I managed to do good enough to go to college. So that's a little bit of my baby.
All right, all right. Now during this time, during your teen years, because we know you're a spectacular athlete, man. You're a really really good athlete. Were you into any sports at that time? Did you participate in any sports?
I didn't, and partly it was because of this rough upbringing. I went
Yeah.
to I think 10 different schools, and from first grade to sixth grade because
Wow.
my mom did her best. In terms of raising two kids. I had a younger sister. Did her best in trying to raise us. She was just a teenager herself, in an early 20s. By the time she was divorced, and yeah, we moved around a lot. So I never really got to do any sports besides, playing soccer, cascaritas, in the neighborhood whenever I was there for a few months, but never really got into sports. But you know what? Actually, I was I was a knucklehead, and maybe by default, and that's what became, I guess, boxing was my calling because I always got in fights essentially. So growing up, I was always getting either expelled or fighting with other kids because I was always a new kid on the block. And I learned early on not to get bullied, that you had to stand up for yourself. So I guess that was my sport, but not really.
Yeah.
It was just, it was survival of the fittest, I guess.
Yeah. Kind of forced to participate.
It was, right? Exactly. I had no choice. Or be bullied. So that was the other
Yeah,
option.
yeah. So so from that point on, you said you did good enough to go to college. Um, what college did you go to, and what did you do as far as college?
So I actually, when I got to the United States, I did actually start playing some sports. So in elementary school in Mexico, I didn't do any organized sports whatsoever. It was once I got to high school, I did end up getting playing soccer because all my homies in the neighborhood spoke Spanish. I didn't speak one word of English, so everybody was hanging out spoke Spanish essentially. A lot of them were getting affiliated, but we were just in sports basically, like in soccer,
Okay.
specifically. I started doing that, and then I ended up getting a girlfriend who was in the track team, and she got me involved. And I ran cross country track. I did a mile and 2 miles. I actually ended up with the mile record, and for high school. I ran in 4:31 back in high school, and that's how I did a little bit of sports. And I think those things actually managed to get me into college because my grades were decent. I was always in AP classes. I had like a 3 point something GPA, and I ended up applying to basically UC schools because my dad has a sixth grade education, so does my mom. So it was really just counselors that kind of helped me a little bit to apply for colleges. I applied to all UC schools: UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC Irvine, San Diego, and I'm blanking out on another one. I went to applied to 5 schools. I got into all of them, but I decided to go to UC San Diego because they gave me the most money. They gave me a full ride. If I,
Okay.
in fact, when you had to read in English class what college that you got admitted to, I got up in the middle of the class and I'm reading the first one and I read UCLA, and everybody stops and looks at me like UCLA. What's UCLA? looking at it, it says Oakland. And they were like, oh, UCLA. I didn't even know how to like spell, pronounce the college name. Anyways, I had to get some loans, and I ended up not going to UCLA or Berkeley or the other schools. I went to UC San Diego because they gave me a full ride.
Awesome. Awesome,
Yeah.
man. All right. So, um, how did you get into boxing, and more specifically, how did you get into masters boxing?
So I got into boxing a little bit. In fact, in high school, I would take boxing gloves, and we would actually hide from the coaches and the
Okay.
teachers, and we would
Okay.
kind of do boxing there, right? And just kind of on the down low. But then eventually, I got my master's at San Diego State, essentially after graduating from UC San Diego, and partly because when I was a sophomore in college, I remember vividly, that I took a class on sociology on the educational system in the United States, and I realized, man, I'm very lucky. People that look like me come from places where I come from. A lot of them don't make it out. And then when I reflected on my life, a lot of my friends were either dead, in jail, deported, or not doing well, essentially. So I felt like I needed to get back. I didn't really know what I needed to do, but I
Yeah.
wanted to do something to get back to this country for giving me all the opportunities that I had at that point. So social work was my calling, and that I went in that direction. I did social work for master's in social work for 2 years, and then I was working in child protection services. And not answer to your question, but that's how I got into boxing because after
Okay.
1 year in child protective services, I was getting burnt out. And one of my mentors was like, "You gotta do something to release that outlet or decompress." And then I remember I told her, I used to box when I was in high school, and I used to have fun with that. So I went to a local gym and started just training, beating the crap out of the bag, and it really balanced me out. And then so
Nice.
I did that for some time, and I ended up competing. I did 4 bouts as a young 24-year-old. I think that's when I started, and now I kind of just didn't compete anymore. I focused on my career. I ended up at the county. I was faculty at San Diego State. Then I was faculty here at USC. And in 2016, I want to say, I was getting burnt out at USC. And I went back to thinking, oh, boxing is what saved me back then in my early
Yeah.
20s. So I picked it up, and I found out they had Masters Boxing. I'm sign me up. And here I am. That's how I found it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And how would you say your journey has been from when you first started as a master boxer in say 2016 to now? What has been kind of like the your progress as well as like what you've seen the progress as far as the masters have as well?
So from my progress, I've always looked at it from the perspective of like, it's just a platform of performing, right? And after the first event, in fact, the first event that I did, it was your event in Vegas, Eddie. And it just stood out because I had gone to some local shows essentially, to kind of check it out. But the
Yeah.
environment with the local shows with the youth, right? And then the masters boxing was very different. At the masters level, we're there to shoot, knock each other out, right? That's the goal. But outside the ring, people exchange just notes about life. There's like a sincere and genuine care for each other. You learn
Yeah.
about the other person, right?
Yeah.
You got me hooked. After the first event
Yeah.
in Vegas, it was just something that I wanted to keep doing. And I did, I did like 6 events the first year in 2019 when I first started competing. And I was hooked, basically. I just kind of been doing a lot of, I think I have like 20,000 under my belt now. And a lot of it is because of just that opportunity, to compete with somebody else in a
Yeah.
respectful manner. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then that
Yeah.
after you get off, people are going to be like homies and move on to something else.
Yeah. No, that's a great thing. That's a great thing about masters. I think that separates it from a lot of the other, the other divisions is that it really is. You go out there to compete. You want to win, just like anybody else. You train to win, but once it's over, it's over. You know what I mean? And the friendships that are developed. What I'm saying, the contacts, the communication, and like you said, it's addictive. You know what I mean? It becomes addictive because now you have friends across the country. Sometimes across the world because we have people that compete from all over the place. So it's a great feeling we're glad that you are part of it. Now, recently, for those that follow you on your social media platforms, recently you made an announcement that has to do with USC and the program there. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
Yeah, you got it. Actually, after so I went to the summer festival in Wichita, and after performing well there, I was approached to be the coach for the USC boxing team here, essentially. And I already have a full plate. So what I do here, my full-time gig, I'm a full professor, but I also have an administrative appointment. In fact, I'm currently a director, but I'm in the process of getting promoted to assistant dean. And I coach my son in soccer, so I was like, man, I'm gonna add, have my full-time gig as an administrator and faculty at USC, then being a coach on my son's soccer team. I also train folks boxing at a LIKO, a different gym, so it's getting pretty full, but after kind of vetting it and checking out kind of the opportunity to work out with undergrad, the graduate students, I accepted. So I've been coaching our team for the semester essentially. We're getting ready for our first competitions in the spring semester. I have about 60 kids who are part of the club and probably around 12 to 15 who are ready to compete in the spring semester.
Awesome, man! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, and congratulations to your understudies, your students, and we wish you guys the absolute best. Do you
Thank
have
you.
any? Now, you that have been around now for a little while, not just as a boxer, participating in boxing, but as a master boxer, do you have any advice, any recommendations for anyone new that's coming up that wants to try it, that might be like, should I or shouldn't I? What advice would you give someone that's new and might be wanting to get into the sport?
The number one thing I could advise is that do not do boxing for the sake of winning, right? And I think a lot of people go in like, I want to make sure that I do it because I want to win, right? And that make that a priority and they get so focused on that. I would say make it as a goal, strive to win, and yes, don't cheat yourself by cutting corners, eating bad. You still have to kind of do all the work that is necessary to get the W, but do it more for the journey. And if when you accept that, I've just kind of found out that it's just easier to train, to get yourself motivated, to make sure that do everything that you need to do to step in the ring. The moment you step into the ring, you're already a winner because it takes a lot
Yes,
to actually get
yes,
to do that. It takes a
yeah,
lot. You have to
yeah,
do physical, paperwork. You have to travel. You have to make plans. You have to arrange your life to make sure that you have the time to do that. So a lot of people don't give themselves credit for all that, and they
yeah,
focus so much on that W or that belt, right? And those
yeah,
important. Don't get me wrong. It's important. You want to strive towards it, but it's about like everything else. And if you focus on that, if life's changing, it really
yeah,
gives you a different perspective, right, on how to work your ass off to accomplish something, which is even just stepping into the ring. So that's what I recommend somebody who wants to get in. It's like don't
yeah.
focus so much on just getting the W. Focus on the journey to become a master boxer.
Awesome, awesome, great advice. I completely agree. I think one of the things that happens too is, especially when you have your very first bout, nerves are going to hit. There's going to be a lot of things that happen. You're not,
Yep.
you might not, you might, more than likely, you're not going to perform your best. Things that you do in the gym are probably going to go out the window as soon as you get hit. It's just a natural thing that happens when you're first up there in front of people. All of a sudden, your mind is like, what am I doing here? All these things that happen. But once it's over, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to let it go and say, okay, this isn't for me, or you're gonna say, you know what? I need to work. Now I know what I need to work on. Now I know how to like what it's like and everything, and now I can work to achieve that better. Just because now I know, that now I have that experience. You know what I'm saying? And you're
Totally.
absolutely right. The journey is the most important thing, and
Yep.
a lot of people don't understand that until they actually go to a Masters tournament or a Masters event where they can really feel the energy and everything that happens there. You know what I mean? Because I tried to explain it, but it's just hard, man. It's just something that you have to experience. You know what I mean? So for all of you out there that are new to boxing, that want to compete as a master boxer and everything, do it. Get yourself ready and everything. Do it. Just don't overstress yourself. You know what I mean? Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like Omar said, over a win, get the experience and then just go from there. You know what I mean? So awesome, Omar. Any here's what I'm gonna do. Any final comments that you might have, any advice or anything, please let us know. What I'm gonna do is when I'm done with you, we're gonna go over something, and then we'll come back and see if anybody has any questions for you, and then we'll finish up from there. All right? You down to stay with us for a little bit?
I'm game. I'm game.
All right. So, do you have any final comments or anything like that for the people out there? Any shout outs?
Yeah, that was in particular, but I mean, LKO, that's been a great gym where I've been able to not only like share my passion for the sport, but also get other folks. In fact, there's going to be a few people from there competing in Vegas, and also City of Angels. Those two boxing gyms, are the ones that kind of got me into master boxing. So shout out to both of them for sure. And for everybody else, just sign up, make that a goal. Once you kind of put it in writing into a tournament, then just keep yourself accountable, And then for me, that always I'm one of the first ones to sign up for the events, because then now it's always in the back of my head, I don't want to get up at 6 in the morning, I don't want to get up at 5 in the morning to go train, and I remember, but I already committed to myself that I'm going to compete. So that's what I recommend. Sign up, and then that will take care of itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like a comment from Felipe Garcia, Dr. Garcia over here, like he said, one of the things that you should always do is try to get a coach that can train you, get you where you need to be. You got to build that relationship with that coach so they can guide you to where they know that you are ready to compete and all that. So there's a lot of things that are in between that, but we're kind of generalizing it a little bit right now. All right, so check this out, everybody. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep Omar here for a little bit. So if you have any questions, please post them up. Big shout out to all of you that are in the chat room. Make sure you ask any questions that you have for Omar. He's a fantastic boxer, also a fantastic coach. So anybody that wants to pick his brain right now, please post the questions up. Or if you have any comments, post them up. What we're going to do right now, though, is we're going to show you how we're going to try to take like our live streams and our presentations to kind of the next level. And sometimes when I ask you guys for certain things, like when you register for a tournament, a lot of times like the picture or whatnot, this is kind of an idea so you guys get an idea of what we're doing, what we want to do. So when we try to get sponsors, they take us serious, bring them a serious product and whatnot. So it's not complete, but it will give you an idea of kind of what we're looking to do and how we're looking to take the next step. So check it out. Alright, so there you have it. Small little clip just kind of showing you guys kind of some of the things that we're trying to do. So for example, if your bout is coming up, we'd like to introduce you within the live stream or the video and whatnot, and then put you face to face with your opponent, stats, you know, your guys' ages. One of the things that we get a lot when we're doing a live stream is, what age are they? How old are they? You know, how many bouts do they have? Or, you know, how long are the rounds and everything? So it gives us an opportunity to, like, really be informative, not only to the crowd, but also to potential sponsors and whatnot. Again, it's not finalized. It's something that we're working on, but just an idea of, like, what's coming up. Let me know what you guys think of the graphics, what you guys think of the ideas that we're coming up with. Your guys' opinions obviously matter, since you guys are the ones in the ring. But, so, I'm looking at the chat room right now. It's pretty quiet. There doesn't seem to be any questions, Omar. So I think you're good for now. You're lucky. You got away with it. We're not putting you under pressure today, it looks like. So so I want to thank you, brother, for coming on here on this live stream and sharing your experiences, your knowledge, and everything. And we look forward to seeing you in Vegas. And me personally, being in LA, I'll see you before that. But look forward to seeing you out there and performing once again.
Absolutely pleasure, Danny. By the way, you asked earlier about like the progress in master boxing, and then just when around like Exhibit A, you know, the graphics and the things that you're doing. I'm just even looking at, you know, the logos that you have underneath. You know, things are taking off. You know, it's a community, right? And then you're our leader, you're the godfather of master boxing. You know, but at the end, if we want to make this better, it takes a lot of us, you know, to kind of continue to participate and give you ideas. So no, this is great. I'm glad that you're leading the way into something that is going to continue to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's for all of us, you know what I mean? So I'm never one to be like, yo, I'm just doing this and nobody else, you know what I mean? It's for everybody. Everybody's ideas counts. Some of the best ideas come from people that you wouldn't think, you know what I mean? So so we welcome with open arms any suggestions, ideas, and things like that, you know what I mean? So throw them out there, people. Throw them out there. Once again, Omar, thank you, brother. We will see you very soon. I'm sorry, I'm under the weather a little bit. I got a freaking cough that I can't get rid of. But we'll see you soon, brother. And and thank you once again for coming on, man.
You got it, my man. All right, you take care. Right on.
All right. All right, everybody. So check this out. Now we're going to go into a transition of another thing that we're working up on is we're doing some small documentaries on some of you master boxers. Don't be too surprised if in the near future I ask you if we can interview and present some things to you as well. So this is one that I'm working on right now that will be out very, very soon. It's none other than a gentleman by the name of Rick Avery. For those of you that don't know, Rick is a legendary stuntman, and in this clip he talks a little bit about what the comparisons are with boxing and being a stuntman. So check him out.
What is it in a man or woman that they would be so excited to do their first fire burn, to be completely engulfed in fire? What is it in a man or woman that would cause them to want to throw themselves off a roof at 50 feet in the air, or crash a car, or roll a car? This desire is what drives stunt men and women. I don't understand it. My peers probably couldn't explain it. Scientists have said it's the risk gene. It's been identified in professional sports. But if you were to ask me why I wanted to fall down the stairs and perform on camera doing that, I couldn't really give you an explanation. There's a satisfaction that comes from it, and I think that satisfaction is something that has bled over into boxing, because boxers share that same type of mindset that the average public doesn't understand, nor do I think we understand it ourselves. It's about, in my older age, your heart. How much heart do you have? How often do you challenge yourself? because there is in sports no greater challenge than to be a boxer.
All right, everybody. Once again, thank you for joining us on this live stream. We got some people in the chat room finally speaking up a little bit. So shout out to Jamie out in Michigan. Bilbo, I'm not sure where he's from, but he has a lot to say about the Showboat officials. Let's see. Felipe Garcia, Dr. Garcia, what's up? We got Kevin. I'm not going to say your last name, bro, because I will kill it. So, Kevin, what's going on, brother? Hope everything's good. Happy holidays to you and your family. Omar has joined the chat, taking over. And then we have Dren, Mr. Mijares out in Santa Rosa. Shout out to all of you. Thank you all for joining us. This is all I got for you guys for today. Once again, we will have another live stream on Friday, which will be an awards Friday show for the year. So stay tuned for that. Plus a lot more information, a lot more stuff coming. We're really trying to take this to the next level, so you know how we do. Let's see. Dren says, "What's up, champ?" And Profe, put about Manny and his efforts for the mass. Oh, well put about Manny and his efforts for the Masters community. Appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate it. For me, it's I have a passion for it. More than anything, it's been because of the relationships that I've been able to have throughout the years in this wonderful sport, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So that's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps me going. And you guys are, you guys are everything. You guys make it happen. You know what I mean? So congratulations to all of you guys that'll be competing in 2023. Look forward to seeing you guys in whatever event you compete in, and let's make it a memorable one. You know what I mean? Definitely going to try to make it a memorable one. Like I said, we're doing a lot of things with our live streams. We're trying to, progress, make them better each time, and see what you guys think. Again, share your thoughts, share your information. This is a community. It's not a one-man person. So anything that you guys have that you would like to share, please do. Don't hesitate. All right, everybody. That's all I have for you guys. So until Friday, and if you're not able to make it on Friday, I wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas to those that celebrate, and for those that don't, whatever you celebrate, may you have the best of the holidays with you and your families. All right. Keep training though. Don't stop training. All right. February is just around the corner, and it's going to kick off, and from that point on, it is going to be on. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and see you guys on Friday. USA Masters Boxing, we're here.